This is a short video about how to reconcile a large number of checks in a bank statement using the VLookup formula. Here we go. I basically create three tabs, and the first tab is all checks that are entered into the accounting system or the GL. So I'm going to go to my prior month outstanding checks and put those in since those are still outstanding. And then I'm going to get a list of all my checks that cleared the bank. Most banks have a tool that allow you to download transactions. So I've already done that here. The easiest way for me to sort through and find the checks only is to create a table and then just go through and select everything except for the non-check numbers. So however you do that, however your bank gets that downloaded, but all I'm going to do now is grab the checks and the dollar amounts. I'm going to copy those over to my bank reconciliation, and since this is from the bank, I put this in the checks that have cleared the bank. So I'm going to do a copy and paste, and okay, you can see this format gets a little messed up sometimes, so I need to change that back to a number. Right. So anyways, now I have all my checks that have cleared the bank. We'll be using a VLookup formula, so you want to make sure the VLookup is going to be looking at this table of checks. You want to make sure that they are sorted and in order. Otherwise, the VLookup formula will not work properly. So now I have all the checks that cleared the bank. And I did create a little bit of extra space, but I do a count of how many and the total dollar amount. And this is what I'll be using to tie out to make sure that that we clear the right number of checks from our GL. You can see from our prior month outstanding checks, we have a few that are already showing up cleared, and I'll show you this formula in just a second. Now I'm going to go to my general ledger accounting system download and get all of my checks pulled out that were posted in the current month. Again, the easiest way for me to normally do that is to use a table so I can quickly filter. These are our check sources. I'm simply going to copy these. And then paste them. Now these do not have to be in check number order. However, you can see I have some positive amounts here, and this is where we voided some checks. It will be easier for us to clear the checks if I do put them in order number. So I'm just going to go ahead and sort them that way. Let's talk a little bit about the VLookup formula that does the heavy lifting on automatically telling us which checks are cleared. A lot of you probably already know what the VLookup is, but I'll just give you a quick short rundown of how this works. So what this says is I'm going to look at the value here in A23, which is the check number, and I'm going to look for a match. And I'm going to look for a match here at this, within this table at checks cleared bank 81. So through here, it's going to look for a match, and 64256 is a match for this one. And so it says, if I find a match, then I'm going to return the value that's in column 2. That's what the 2 is. And this false just means that it has to be an exact match. It can't be an approximate match. And you do want to make sure you use this false, because obviously with check numbers you want to make sure that you're getting the exact. And so what it will do is, if it finds a match, it will return the value that's in the second column. All right, so this is column 2, so it's going to return that value. Now, I added a little bit to this formula, you can see, because if it doesn't find a match, what it does is it returns a value of NA. See, it has the pound sign in NA, and that just means that it's not able to find a valid value for the table. So if it can't find that, it's going to return it NA. So I put if it is an NA value based on this lookup, it's just going to make it blank. If it's not NA, then I want to go ahead and run that VLookup formula and return the value here. This formula just basically shows, well, if this is blank, if this cell is blank, then I'm just going to return this value because this is now an outstanding check. So I hope that makes sense. Probably not a great, there's, I'm sure, many Excel videos that explain VLookup a little bit better, but that's basically what I'm doing here. Looking for this check value from my bank download. So I got this information directly from my bank. These are the checks that cleared in the month, and I'm just double checking. This is what I have in my GL. Did it clear? Yes or no? All right, and this is the base formula right here. From here, okay, so I do run a count and make sure that what's summarized here matches what the bank is saying. You can see I have a difference. This normally does not happen. Normally it's the other way around. If there's something that's wrong, we got 94 checks that cleared here, but only 92 cleared the bank. So obviously there's something going on. Basically what happened is we had a mistake this month. We entered this check in twice. You can see it's posted twice, and then we voided one of them. So I'm just going to take this this second entry in the void. I'm just going to delete it out of here. All right, and now you can see 92 checks have cleared, and for the exact dollar amount. We'll occasionally get checks that clear for a difference of a few pennies. And so if you have a difference, but the number of checks that have cleared and it's a few pennies, it's very easy to just go through and run a formula that takes the difference between this, the original amount that you put in your GL, and the amount that cleared the bank. Obviously that shouldn't be a date, but and you would just copy that down, and that would show you where if you have any clearing differences. So it's very easy to find even a penny or 2 penny clearing difference. I am going to make my bank reconciliation. You can copy the formula. You can use this, and there are some other tabs that kind of show you how I use my bank statement. How I use this for reconciling my bank statement. All right, thank you. Give a thumbs up if you find this helpful.